Hey, this is Matt. Once again, we're about to another video. This is another paid request. This time for I Live Again 1. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of reviews or re-reviews, topics, video game stuff, commentaries, reactions, whatever the case may be, you just send it through my PayPal. That's usually the best bet, or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And he wanted me to do a comparison of Superman 3, Batman Forever, and Spider-Man 3. And the answer for me is easy. I much prefer Superman 3 over the others. The best way I put it is this. I think all three movies are goofy. I think two of them know that. Superman 3 and Batman Forever. And one to me is charming about it. And that's Superman 3. I think Spider-Man 3, you just say yes, sometimes it knows it's being goofy, but at the same time, it's so overlong, overbloated, melodramatic at points, that just, it's almost as if it really doesn't know it's in on its own joke of a movie that it is. Batman Forever has a lot of, corny, goofy moments in it, but the charm has left the building. I don't hate Batman Forever, but I would say I liked it more as a kid than I do now. So if there's ever like, hey, what's a film that's kind of aged less and less so throughout the years, Batman Forever will be one of them. I don't hate the film, it's just, But Superman 3 I still enjoy to this day. Superman 3, you got Richard Pryor, huge plus. Like Jim Carrey, I find sometimes a bit annoying as the Riddler, sometimes fun. Richard Pryor I don't find annoying at all. I really enjoy his character of Gus. Yeah, Christopher Reeve as Superman. That says it all. Val Kilmer's alright. I would say he's a better Bruce Wayne than Batman. He's okay, but it's not nearly... I think Michael Keaton is much better. I think Robert Pattinson is much better. Val Kilmer's okay, but Christopher Reeve definitely wins that one. And don't get me started to be or not to be Maguire. I never liked him as Spider-Man. I much prefer Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. I would say I even prefer Tom Holland as Spider-Man. To be or not to be McCryer. He always screamed Opie Taylor. He always screamed like a punchable persona, punchable face. There are films of his I don't mind, Pleasantville, Brothers, but not as Spider-Man as Peter Parker's. Hey, B, my pa's ready? I just... Tobey Maguire. And then he cries 85 fucking times throughout those films, man. Like every fucking 10 minutes. And maybe it's also the way they're directed in such a... even more corny than anything in Superman 3. I stand by that corny direction in Spider-Man films. Spider-Man 2 I could watch and have entertainment out of. Especially for Alfred Molina and the action set pieces. The first one, that's another one. The first Spider-Man I don't think has aged as well as some people think. And Spider-Man 3 I always thought was shit. Total shit then, total shit now. So Superman 3 has Richard Pryor, you got Christopher Reeve. You have a great scene of Clark Kent versus Superman. And as much as people want to say how goofy it is, and it is goofy, that scene better illustrates the battle of good and evil within yourself than Peter Parker fucking dancing to his emo self in Spider-Man 3. And try and do like he's cool, but he's a fucking dork, and his version of Saturday Night Fever and fucking dancing, and he pushed Kirsten Dunst, and then Again, Superman 3 did the whole inner battle better. With a cool concept of what if Clark and Superman fought in this junkyard. And hell, look at the way Christopher Reeve plays evil Superman. I love the way the score is much more somber, and like he's flicking peanuts, and he's getting drunk, and he's heat vision on the mirror. He's being a dick. He's blowing out the Olympic torch. He moves the Leaning Tower of Pisa to fuck up the guy and his souvenirs that he's selling. You get the idea he has sex with this blonde bimbo. Which I guess I don't blame him. Like Superman 3, like Superman being evil is kind of a pimp. But Spider-Man 3, evil made him into a fucking dork. Loser. Dumb shit. This is what I wrote for Spider-Man 3. Fuck it all. Fuck the emo. Fuck Toby. Fuck MJ. Fuck Venom. Fuck the Butler. Fuck it all. Everything in Spider-Man 3 I fucking hate. It's overbloated. It's got Toby wanting to get married. You got Kirsten Dunst, her annoying portrayal as MJ. Tell me you love me. Why you tell me you love me? You ever tell me you love me? How about I tell you suck my dick? With an MJ in your mouth. Suck a fucking cock. Maybe you swallow. Maybe there's some type of happy joy juice for you to get over yourself. Always hated her portrayal because maybe it's the way it was written, but MJ was just a needy fucking selfish. What about me? What about me? What about me? Fucking selfish, irritating twat waffle. And the villain in Superman 3 I enjoy a lot more. Yes, Robert Vaughn is playing another version of... Pretty much... We don't have Gene Hammond's Lex Luthor, so let's get another one. But I love the supercomputer stuff. That screams comic book to me. I could see that happening in a comic book, the supercomputer. And especially that creepy bit where the lady gets turned to this robot. The lady that was Robert Vaughn's sister, and she's walking out, and she's like this weird android. Like, really creepy. I know there were a few kids that were creeped out by that scene. There's not a fucking thing to be creeped out in Spider-Man 3. Unless you're afraid of Toby's trying. Like, you look at the way that villain is compared to what they did with Venom. You get Topher Grace, who's absolutely miscast as Eddie Brock. Venom is not even Venom. It's just never the we are. You never get the symbiote. You never get that it's its own entity. The Venom design is so scrawny looking and so unintimidating. You could tell it was forced in there because it was. Because Sam Raimi just wanted the Sandman, and I think wanted another villain, but the studio wanted Venom because it was a very popular character. Sam Raimi didn't want that. So you tell it's a director that didn't care what the fuck he was doing. And it feels so... It's like... Isn't it like 2.5 hours long? It feels like it. If it's not, it feels like it. You don't feel... Like, Superman 3... is pretty fast-paced. I don't know, I haven't talked about Batman Forever. Batman Forever... The villains... Tommy Lee Jones... At times he kind of cringes Two-Face. But at the same time, there's parts I like of it because I like Tommy Lee Jones. But he's definitely hamming it up. I did the same with Jim Carrey. Sometimes I don't mind him as the Riddler. Sometimes just so hamming it up that just a bit cringe to watch. Chris O'Donnell is okay as Robin. The score is definitely, I think, a downgrade from Danny Elfman in the first two Batman films. The art design being much more colorful, much more neon. It's just because I had seen Batman and Batman Returns, the shift into this is just not appetizing to me. Although it's not to the levels of Batman and Robin, I'll give you that. Nicole Kidman is probably the sluttiest. Uh, what the fuck was her character? Crime pathology, but it's like the sluttiest one. Like as soon as she sees Batman, she's ready to pop her titties out for him. She's definitely the type of character that slept her way through college. Great soundtrack. I love the Hold Me, Throw Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me. I would say of all the three films, it has the best soundtrack. Hold me, thrill me, do do do, kiss me, do do do, kill me, do 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 do. But you could tell that they were going away from the seriousness of the other Batman films, and so it's kind of this weird limbo where, like, yeah, you could say it's definitely more serious than Superman 3, but like Superman 3 kind of, that's why it kind of knew what it was and embraced it. Batman Forever was kind of this weird flux where I think Joel Schumacher still wants to be a little bit of the dark Tim Burton, but the studio, like what the studio wanted was Batman and Robin. I think Joel Schumacher, who was a capable director, I mean, this guy did Falling Down, he did A Time to Kill, he did Phone Booth, he did The Lost Boys. I think Joel Schumacher still wanted a bit of that darkness of Batman films previous in comics, but the studio's pulling him in a different direction. And you kind of see that, and then you see the flux of that with Batman and Robin. So I can almost see this kind of tug of war going on within that movie. So it makes it kind of a weird viewing experience because of that. Like I said, I don't hate the film, it's just I don't love it either. And Spider-Man 3, just the fucking James Franco, all of a sudden, thankfully at this point, he gets amnesia, how convenient. And then how convenient that this butler decides to not fucking say anything until right now, when he could have said this so much time before, and James Franco would not have been almost dead and put it to a coma, and then get amnesia for a bit, and it's like trying to have all that stuff, and them get married, and then the Sandman's put in there. Which I don't mind Thomas Hayden Church as a Sandman. That's actually a positive I'll give for Spider-Man 3. But again, if you're asking me which I would rather watch right now, it'd be Superman 3. I think, yes, it's definitely goofy, but it picks a tone and is consistent with it. I love Richard Pryor. Like I said, I'm a sucker for him. He's one of my favorite comedians. I really liked his character. Christopher Reeve, he was, may he rest in peace, he was born to play Superman. He plays that role so well and effortlessly. Like I said, I love the supercomputer stuff. I love the evil Superman stuff. I love the stuff with Lana Lane. I like Annette O'Toole, the actress. I hate to say this, but I actually would say I like her more than Margot. I like Margot Kidder as Lois, don't get me wrong. But I actually like Annette O'Toole more. I actually would see Clark and Annette O'Toole more as a couple than compared to him and Margot Kidder. I mean, Margot Kidder does a good job Lois Lane, don't get me wrong. And I love Superman the movie. It's my favorite Superman movie. Despite the third act being kind of shitty with the fucking world spin thing, which is stupid. But I like this stuff with Annette O'Toole. I think it's rather charming. So yeah, better love story than fucking Toby and MJ and Spider-Man 3, or what do you call a love story between Val Kilmer, Nicole Kidman, and Batman Forever? I guess. Like I said, Batman Forever has this weird kind of thing where it's, I guess the original cut of the film was more serious, but then you have lines like, "It's the car, chicks did the car," which is not something I would ever think Batman would ever say. I think like at the gist of it, like Christopher Reeve as Superman, I have no issues with his performance. In fact, him being able to be evil and again the Junkyard fight even brings even more value to that character and that performance. Val Kilmer, I'm kind of iffy on. Tom Maguire, do not like him in that character. I do not. So that's a big plus of why Superman 3 wins for me. So, there you go. I mean, fuck Spider-Man 3. Fucking despise that film. And, Superman 3 I could watch right now and still enjoy. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.